Clifton, could you give any insight into how the role of procurement affected the role that a BD or marketing professional plays in a law firm?
From my own observations, it's dramatically increased. And I think that procurement are being involved more in the business. So they're seen as having an equal weight. They're not operating in a silo mentality in the way that they perhaps were.
I think that there was a time when procurement, as you say, was very much in this silo, and I think other stakeholders in the business recognise they can actually bring value.
I think that's absolutely right. Well, one of my best relationships that I've got is with Alan Brownlee, who's now at QBE. He's not interested in squeezing the pips on individual deals because he understands the tension that exists between the business that he represents, and there've been a number of the years, and actually the key suppliers and the interdependency that exists between the supplier and the business. And actually, he can't operate on a standalone basis.
I think that's right. I think we're seeing that in the banks as well, that increasing maturity of procurement. But of course, it means that bid managers and people involved in sales and client management have to be that much more skilled at managing that whole part of the process, don't they?
And I would suggest that, in my experience, that bid managers and pitch managers often have very constructive conversations because they're talking in similar commercial terms.
It's quite interesting, actually. One of the other things I've noticed is that there was a time when the bid managers, or whatever they were called, were essentially an administrative function responsible for producing a document. But what I've seen now is that it's much more seen as part of the sales process, and that it's a strategic sales function now.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, I've led different teams in different organisations, and one of them we got a bid conversion ratio above 70%. Why? Because we were able to recruit these really capable people from Durham with firsts, who'd got specific sector insight and backgrounds, whether it was construction or consulting or actually public procurement, and they could add a massive difference. And it's that positioning, and I think the rise of the business development professional is increasingly important to the success of the firm in which they operate.
Oh, I think it's absolutely right.
I would suggest that it's accepted. I would suggest that there is still a perception of procurement being demonised.
Yes, I think that's right.
And I think that's particularly unfair because they have a really important commercial role to play.
There's still this perception that all procurement are interested in is driving the price down, and I don't think that's right anymore.
I remember working in the Big Four, and a very large tender came out, and my challenge to the lead client partner was, okay, who's talking to procurement? And the answer was nobody. We went and spoke to the procurement head in that particular instance, and he said his reaction was, "You're positioning yourself ahead of everybody else because nobody else has come to talk to me, and it's my RFP." So it's a glib phrase, but they're humans too. Interact with them, understand what their objectives are, and you can achieve positive things.